go to this. Close county roads for the 2024 Milaca Rhythm on the Rum Parade. Can I get a motion for that?
So move.
Second.
And this, as we talked about, we haven't had to do before, but we are this year, correct?
What's that?
We didn't have to close them before, did we?
Yeah, we have.
Central? Just Central? Okay.
Yep.
All right, any discussion on that? All in favor indicate with an eye.
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution 2408 passes. 2409, resolution calling for a public hearing on proposed property tax abatements. Will that be at our May meeting,
Yep.
which is, do you have it out? Oh, look up there.
It's our third Thursday, the 16th?
I thought it was the 20.
I don't know.
16th
Okay.
at 6:30 PM.
Okay, can I get a resolution for that?
So moved.
I mean, I'm sorry, a motion, not as I was reading as I was talking, a
I'll
motion.
second.
Any questions on that?
Who was the motion?
Norris.
Norris, and second?
Lindsay.
Thank you.
All in favor of resolution 2409 indicate with an eye.
Aye.
Opposed? 2409 passes. Resolution 2410 approving the THC license for Milaca Tobacco. Can I get a
So
motion
moved.
for that? Good.
I'll second.
That was Laurie, if you missed it,
Yep.
I was talking.
Yep,
Okay.
thank you.
Any discussion on that? Hearing none, all in favor of resolution 2410 indicate with an eye.
Aye.
Opposed? 2410 passes. Reports of departments, boards, and commissions, city manager.
Just gearing up for the audit.
Is that next week? The week
Yes.
next week? Okay.
Yep.
All right. Police, the incident summary report is there. Quinn is not here, so I don't think we have anything else there, do we?
No.
Okay. Parks. They are requesting a $10,000 transfer from Park Reserve for fencing around the new pickleball courts. Do you need a motion for that?
Yes.
Can I get a motion?
So moved. I'll second.
Everyone got a chance to see that, I'm assuming, in that, okay? It'll be a really nice addition.
Yeah.
Any discussion on that? All in favor indicate with an eye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The transfer, it passes. Anything else in parks? That it?
Not at this time, no.
Okay, Public Works, Gary's not here. Liquor store, I don't see Vicky here. Fire Department, Jesse's here.
So the only thing I have, well, I have two things. The Isle Fire Department has, I imagine you have a copy of the letter. We agreed on selling them our rescue snowmobile sled and the trailer for $1,000. With them owning it, if we ever need it again, they're 30 minutes away. So if we ever have a big incident, we can call them. And they don't have any type of rescue snowmobile at all up there because the search and rescue is there, but a search and rescue normally takes a long time to get anything put together, so this will really help their community out. There's a lot of snowmobile trails in that area. So, I need approval for that sale, otherwise,
Can I get a motion for the approval of that sale? So moved.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Sounds like a win-win for everybody on that.
exactly, and,
Great.
and the other cars, we don't have to store it anymore either, so.
Yep. Wait, I better get a
Sorry.
vote first. All in favor indicate with an eye.
Aye.
Opposed? No, go ahead, sorry.
Oh, that's right. And the Relief Association is gonna pay for, we're gonna put a set of flagpoles up on the west side of the west building, right alongside the building, because there's no flagpoles at our fire hall, which is kind of weird.
Oh, yeah.
So, but our relief has enough money from our fundraising and our golf tournaments and stuff, so we're gonna pay for that, so that'll be some construction, and then part of that will deal with the building repairs that we have to do this summer too. So we have to cut the blacktop anyways, so we're gonna actually kind of landscape that area and then fix the building and stuff like that, so it'll all be kind of the same project.
That'll be nice.
And then you'll have to get 2 quotes for the building repair.
Yeah, that's kind of a weird thing because nobody knows what it's gonna cost, because until you dig down, that was the only thing that we
Yeah.
talked about that before, because until we actually cut the ground out to see how bad the blocks are down, nobody will bid that. I mean, we just won't find anybody that'll do it then, because nobody will ever stick to that price if it gets worse than what we think. or-
Right.
Yeah, what is the extent of the repair that you're thinking?
Well, on both sides of the front of the building, on the south end, the footing blocks are rotting away from the water running down the building. And so we gotta cut it out and dig it down, and then they'll have to either put new blocks in or fill it in with concrete. So the water will have, we have to fix the drains on the roof, which isn't a big deal. Dave Smith hasn't said it wasn't terrible. So, and then that'll make water go away from, instead of running straight down.
So could it be under the amount? Or doesn't it matter?
We have set aside
Yeah,
30,000
if
for
it's,
that.
if it's over 25, you just need two quotes for that. Okay?
Good.
Which it probably will be
Yeah,
over that amount.
I don't know, we just kind of, you know, picked a shot in the dark of what it's gonna cost, I don't know.
Yeah, hard to say till you dig in there.
So, yeah, otherwise, that's about it. I haven't heard much on our new engine, which we probably won't see it till the end of the year-ish, for sure, now, because there's a little delay, but, I mean, but we should be, hopefully by that time, we actually probably almost have enough money to pay for it, so. Because we have around another 100 to donate to the city from the Gambling Association, so. So by that
Great.
time, maybe we won't have to bond any money.
Okay. That's great. Any questions for Jesse? All right, thanks, Jesse. Moving on to planning and zoning, they didn't have a meeting, but there is one opening that we didn't fill at the beginning of the year, and we have some people that are interested, so those names have gotten to Tammy, and then she'll pass them to the planning commission. They will discuss that and bring a recommendation to us to approve.
We just have no activity to hold a planning commission meeting until somebody submits some kind of a zoning request.
Yeah, which should probably happen now that we're getting to spring.
Could be closer, yes.
Yep. Okay, moving on to the airport. Award the bid for the airport entrance and parking lot paving. And that's you.
Good evening, Council. Nick Grayheck with Coleman Mink, Airport Engineer. On Monday, we bid the entrance road and parking lot at the airport paving project. We received 5 bids on the project. One bid was non-compliant, so the low bid is from Minnesota Paving and Materials in the amount of $170,029 was the low bid. Rejected the non-compliant bid as they didn't fill in a price for any items but the subcontractor's portion. So with that, would recommend awarding the award to for the project to Minnesota Paving and Materials for the paving and parking lot. So this will be a 95% MnDOT Aeronautics, 5% local grant.
Any questions? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve it.
I'll second.
Any other
Lori?
questions?
Was that Laurie?
That's fine, yep.
Any other questions? None? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Sounds good. Great, thank you.
Thank you, Nick.
Well, that's a good deal.
Yeah, it is, and that'll be nice to have done. All right, move on to the federal grant project number B23 CPMN 0884 plan approval. They couldn't just give it a name? Can I get a motion for that? So moved.
I'll second.
Any questions on that project?
We're getting closer.
Yeah, no kidding, man.
They
At least
just
they have a project
finally
schedule.
approved the environmental review. That took about 8 months.
Oh, my. Were there issues, or did it just take them that long?
It takes them that long.
Okay. Phil was okay with the bids? Or the projected costs?
Yep, he's okay with that. Just note that the sanitary sewer and water construction would be out of water and sewer funds. So don't get alarmed by it going over the 1.5. And the bids may come in a lot lower, so. That's our hope.
Any other questions on that?
It just looks like the council, you'll approving the plans tonight, you'll open bids on the 29th. If we can do a special meeting to try to get the plans moved forward quicker, there may be a special meeting anywhere between the week of May 30th or June 4th, so that we can get going quicker with the construction starting sometime in June 16th. We still have a couple of easements that do need to be signed within that area, so we'll keep reaching out to those individuals to try to get those easements completed. That's great. And this is all 100% grant.
Right. Any other questions? I got a motion, a second, didn't I? Yep.
Yep.
All in favor indicate with an eye.
Aye.
Opposed? Federal grant project passes. Committees, budget and EDC haven't met. No unfinished business. Moving on to new business. Gambling fund lawful purpose expenditure policy. And this is just our present policy.
Correct.
Correct. And we talked, the reason it's in here is we talked about making some changes or tweaking it a little bit. But we didn't really come back to decide what those are going to be. So we just thought we'd discuss it quick to see if there's some things. I know one of the things we talked about was number 5, and making that a team thing for teams. And we talked about number, I think, was that the only one, Tammy, or was there another one?
There was another one to put a limit on how many times.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That was an addition. Is maybe having a limit so it's not like the same group just comes back every year routinely. And maybe, what did we throw around 2 out of
Two
2
times.
consecutive years, and then a
And
break of,
that would
yeah.
be it.
Yeah. That would be an addition, and then the other one would be, unless anybody else sees anything. But the number 5 one was just as opposed to, because we had the concern that if it's individuals, you're just going to have,
A rotating annual
yeah, and it's
thing.
really not what we're trying to do. It's trying to be that group.
Was it more
community-wide thing.
if they went like to state or something national? Or we talked a little bit about that?
Yep, that's why we talked about the group thing,
Okay,
because so many of them have individuals,
right.
but not that many have teams. So those would be the 2 things we talked about tweaking a little bit. And does anybody else have anything else they want to change or look at or talk about on it? So then we can get that part of it and then adopt it, re-adopt it, I guess, once we're done.
You could adopt it tonight with the changes that are proposed.
Okay. Anybody else have anything else? Otherwise, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion that we adopt it with the proposed additions or changes.
I'll second that.
Any other discussion? All in favor indicate with an eye.
Aye.
Opposed? So that passes, the gambling law expenditure policy. Moving on to the special event application, Rhythm on the Rum Parade. Need a motion for that?
Move
Make
for
the motion,
approval?
or I'll second.
Any discussion on that? Pretty much same as always. If not, all in favor indicate with an eye.
Aye.
Opposed? Rhythm on the Rum Parade passes. Special event application, Tractor Day. Can I get a motion for that?
So moved.
I'll second.
Have we did that before? Have
It's
we?
become more formal, yeah.
Okay. That's
Yep.
fine.
Any other discussion on it? Nope, all in favor indicate with an eye.
Aye.
Opposed, Tractor Day passes. Special event application, Music in the Park. Can I get a motion for that?
I'll make a motion, approve it.
Second?
Any discussion on that? Again, that's a yearly one. If not, all in favor indicate with an eye.
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, Music in the Park passes. Special event application, Movies in the Park. Can I get a
Make a
motion for that?
motion.
Great.
Second?
Any discussion?
Is that in the grandstand?
Mary, it's in the band shell, isn't it?
Or
Right.
band, I
Yeah.
mean band shell.
Yep, they set it up there.
Okay, yeah.
Yep. Okay, if nothing else, all in favor indicate with an eye.
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Movies in the Park passes. Milaca Archery NASP National Tournament donation request.
You're up.
Hi. I'd first like to thank you for your donation last year. You helped send 37 archers to nationals in Kentucky. So we appreciate that. And this year we're going to the Western Nationals in Sandy, Utah. There were no teams that made it. However, we had 8 individuals that qualified and 6 that will be attending. So we were wondering if you would consider donating again.
Thank you. Any discussion?
It's a total of 14 kids?
Six kids
Six.
will be going.
Okay.
You had like 8 qualify though, didn't you? Yep,
Yeah.
but 6 are going to go, yep. I can start by saying Norris and I had a little discussion too on this, how we are going to handle it. I don't think it's, my opinion was just that I wouldn't put them under the new policy yet because they came into tonight not knowing that we were just going to do teams and not individuals. So I'd be open to, looking at some funding. But that's just an opinion to get a discussion, so.
Where does the bulk of the funding come for those? Are the students themselves or? the
Yeah,
families?
pretty much. We did some fundraising as a group, but mostly it's up to families themselves. Yeah.
My only concern would be like to set up past precedents, you know what I mean? By
That's
doing-
why I wanted to change the policy tonight.
Right.
So that now, moving forward, it's a group thing. It's a team
Right.
thing. We're not going to do individuals. But I just kind of felt like they came in not knowing this change and a smaller amount.
And this comes out of the gambling fund.
Yeah.
It's a qualifying.
Could we put for sure a note so that other people wouldn't come in and, you know what I mean? If we gave to them, that they wouldn't say, well, you gave to them.
Well, I think
Yeah,
that's what
well,
we
it would-
should change.
Yeah, the policy changes and it would be in the
Changes.
minutes that we discussed this
Yes.
fact and,
Yes.
yep, and we would move forward as a team thing. Because I do think that would be the case. That's why we wanted to change that.
What did we donate last year?
I don't know.
I don't recall what that was.
I believe it was $20 per archer, for 37 archers.
Yeah, because that was a team thing.
Okay.
So it would be less, but even if we did, I mean, anything's going to help, I would
Oh,
assume.
absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, 200-300, something like that, I don't know.
Yeah, I think that would be doable, and I think it's not much, but they are I mean, as a group, they're representing our town. And, you know, even if it's a small group, they're still.
Do they fly or drive or?
2 families are driving and the rest are flying.
So what did you say, Norris? You had a number?
Well, Dave.
Or Dave?
I didn't, I just threw out on them. I just said, I don't know. Do you want
Oh.
200, 300, 400? I don't know. What does anybody think? We can jockey it around a little.
Well, I think it's a good use for the community. I think that archery range over there sure looks nice.
Boy, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it's busy.
Do they use the archery range?
Yes, actually, we had a scramble tournament out there last year, and we're talking about another one for this summer. Hopefully more than once a year would be nice to use it, because it is awesome.
Be nice when they get the road blacktop too.
Definitely.
For
And then those
everybody.
kids can fly down there.
Yeah.
But you can't pick agates in, you know, so.
Yeah.
I'd
So,
be okay with 300.
Got a motion?
Yeah, I'll make the motion for 300.
Okay.
I'll second it. What do you?
Who was the second?
Ken.
Ken,
Yeah.
Okay.
any other discussion? All in favor indicate with an eye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The donation of 300 passes.
Thank you.
Moving on to the Freshwaters UMC Princeton Faith Fest 24 donation request. Yeah, I've got to think there's some questions here. This is new, we've never had this before.
Yep, but under the gambling fund, you can donate to a church. So that is a valid one.
It's in Princeton?
Yep. I believe it's at the fairgrounds, if I read it somewhere in here.
Yeah, it does.
Any thoughts on this one?
Who brought this to us?
It was Mila told me. She's from the church of this particular faith fest that they're going to be doing. Did you want to do a level or?
No. That's just my opinion. I don't want to go on one of those sponsorship levels, no.
Okay.
But that's just, I'm just trying to get the discussion going. My only, I'll tell you, my thought was just that it's a Princeton thing at Princeton. And I know it's open to anybody, but so is the events up in Hillman and Mora and
You know what, I
Isle
was
and-
kind of thinking that too, just
Yep.
by what it says, Princeton Faith Fest. You know what I mean?
Yep. I
Yeah,
don't know if
know.
it kind of fits what we're trying to do here for our community events.
And I don't know how well it's publicized up here, you know, how many people would be attending or not, but from Milaca, or from Milaca area.
But then like Mora and those kind of areas have them too, and you know, it's not that I don't approve of them.
Right.
It's just,
Yeah, it's not the event, it's just the way, you know, we're kind of set up to do Milaca events and community events and, yep. Uh-oh. So,
Yeah.
anybody have a motion that they'd like to throw forward? Or you wouldn't need a motion?
You would
Okay.
either deny the request or,
I think, to me, it looks like it's a good event that I would certainly support, but I don't know that as a city, it's something we would want to support since it's in Princeton and, you know, there's things right in Milaca that we could, would be in better position to support. So I guess I would make a motion that we would deny the request.
Is this been held before,
I think they do it every year.
every year?
But
I'm not familiar with it, so.
Yeah, I haven't heard of it before, but I don't know.
I'll second.
okay.
Any other discussion with that? Hearing none, all in favor indicate with an eye.
Aye.
Opposed? So Norris's motion passes. I'm going to say that right. Moving on to the El Jalisco off-premises liquor license for the Rum River Community Fest event. That was just handed to you tonight because we were a little behind. Maybe you didn't get the copy yet.
I didn't get one.
That's how far behind we were on it. It's for our Rum River Community Foundation spring event Saturday night down at the Grecky Event Center, 5:30 social hour, 6:30 dinner. We will award all our grants. The foundation is awarding over $8,000 in grants this year. We have just passed, in the years since we've started, we just went over the $100,000 worth of grants that we've awarded to the community in that time. Our endowment fund just reached $250,000, so we can continue to give grants. That amount of grant money will keep growing each year. So it's really moving along nicely, and that's what Saturday night is about, to kind of celebrate, to celebrate that event and award our grants for this year. So that's what that's all about. El Jalisco caters it.
I'll make the motion to approve it.
I'll second it.
Okay? I will abstain since I'm on the Community Foundation board. So all in favor indicate with an eye.
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes. I'll send that back over. No miscellaneous council comments. Norris, you want to go first this time?
Oh, it's sure nice to see that comment about Rec Park. That's exciting. It really does look nice down there, and it's a great winter. I mean, it was busy all winter down there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that, just really good to see that happening in the community.
And just to go along with that, Tammy and I and Gary, we met with the softball fast pitch coach at the high school, Angie Helly, and they're looking at doing some more work to the softball fields and making it more of a fast pitch for them. It could still be slow pitch too, but there really is no slow pitch anymore. And bringing more of that programming down there too, so that would really increase activity down there and what's going on. And they'd offer summer stuff, and so that'll help even more down there. Laurie?
As far as for community cleanup, Ms. Bell, down at the high school, they're willing to help people if they can't do their yard work or cleanup. And so if you want help with that or know somebody who does, get a hold of Ms. Bell. I don't know what her first name is. Anyway, Colleen, thank you.
Yeah.
Down at the high school. That's a nice service they do.
That's a fun day. Lindsay?
I have nothing.
Ken?
I'll just follow on in the parks. I think the last few years of park, they've done a super job with cutting the grass and keeping everything green. Looks nice. So,
Good.
thank them.
I just have one thing. It got brought up when I talked to the Wreckfest people, and it has come up with music in the park. Just a brainstorming for you guys between now and May to think of some ideas, especially at Wreckfest. Thankfully, our skate park and stuff is really busy, but during Wreckfest, because the crowd can get close to the skateboard area, it's really loud, especially the metal jumps and stuff. So it's really distracting for the music, and we need to kind of work on some ways. It's just a small window when they're playing. It's just a weekend and certain times of the weekend of that weekend. If we can figure out a way to, encourage the kids to do something else that weekend. Do we want to sign it? Do we want to, how can we address it so it works? You know,
So we
we've
still
talked
make it a
about.
positive for them
Yeah, we've
instead
talked
of
about getting a hold of the witch
restriction.
doctor and getting the word out early so kids can plan and so they don't just go down that day and go, oh, what do you mean I can't do this? So trying to be proactive on it. So if you got thoughts or ideas, that's what we're looking for to make it work for both sides. So hopefully they'll be so busy at Rec Fest, they'll be right back to the skate park. So that was all I had, was just to get you guys thinking about that a little. If nothing else, I'll take a motion for adjournment.
So move.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We're adjourned.